Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you are returning. I do appreciate all the support. I hope this finds you doing well. I'm going to do a romantic reading. This is a collective reading. Keep that in mind while you're listening. If things make sense for you, cool. If it don't, then don't worry about it. Keep in mind too, as much as I do try my best to pin down timing can be wibbly wobbly. So like I said, use your discernment, and if it makes sense, cool. Otherwise, keep it in mind. Maybe save it in a playlist, something like that. You are responsible for all your own choices, and I'm not. So keep that in mind too. Read the box below the video for disclaimers, links to connect with me on Facebook from my artist page. Also to purchase the oracle decks I've designed, such as the FeralSpirit oracle deck, which we'll be using, and the Soul Care deck, which we'll be using too. All right. So the intuitive message I got for this romantic reading is wash, rinse, repeat, baby. All right. I don't know what that's about, but we'll see. It is 2:22 p.m. on March 27th, 2026, Michigan time. All right. I think that's everything. Let's dig in. Thank you, thank you, thank you, the Most High God, Holy Mother and Father, for these messages. Thank you for this clarity. Thank you for this guidance. Thank you for helping me be of service to the viewer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, romantic. All right, what are the current romantic energies for the viewer? I also was getting a vibe of speed dating, but not like going around a table and meeting a bunch of people. Like, let's get through this date because it's kind of not cool. Something about that. I'm not quite sure what that is. So maybe that's relevant for someone. All right, what are the messages romantically for the viewer? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. That is so many. That's a lot. All right. Well, the one that's drawing my attention says, every beat of your heart is the rhythm of your soul, so be yourself. This one's reversed. You don't need love, you are the love. So maybe somebody's seeking instead of just kind of like, I mean, there's a difference between being interested in going on dates and stuff and literally like seeking things. So keep that in mind as well, please, if you are out there dating. If you're in a relationship, maybe that's something, maybe you need to pour into yourself and not so much into your partner right now. I'm not saying don't pour into your partner, but maybe you need to give yourself some love. Or you could just not be feeling the love in that connection at the moment. Good things come to those who wait. Be patient. That is sideways. So this is currently the message right now. All right, this one's sideways as well. There is nothing like you. There was nothing like you, and there shall be nothing like you. You are one of a kind. Keep that in mind. All right, I feel like these are separate from those. So we'll read them, but I'm going to put these back in there because it's reversed. This one says you have an active mind and a keen imagination. All right, numbers could be 19, 4, 10, 8, 6, and 28. That is reversed. So I feel like somebody here is being too logical about something. Okay, I'm not quite sure. This is also reversed. Stop searching forever. Happiness is just next to you. 9, 35, 23, 46, 22, and 2. You might be seeing 222. Literally, we started this reading at 222. So, this is sideways. You will always have good luck in your personal affairs. So I feel like there's some sort of hopeful feeling going on here. Definitely give me romantic vibes. Time is the wisest counselor. 16, 8, 5, 45, 13, and 26. This says sit down. So maybe you're just sitting there. You're waiting for a message to come in, or you're waiting for a response either from a potential partner or your partner. We'll get tarot and now figure it all out. This life is a gift. So yeah, this is, okay, so this is reversed. So somebody here, I feel like rejected something that was given to them, whether it's a connection, whether it's an actual gift, maybe even a message, okay? Live righteously and love everyone. This is giving me Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. If you cannot be with the one you love, love the one you're with. So it's an indication here of being open-minded. Like I said, if you're single, you know, look at what's out there. See what other options you have. I'm not saying everyone's an option, but, you know, look at, like, who, maybe I'm not interested in that person for some weird reason that's not actually a big reason, okay? Like, this is just giving me a vibe of being open-minded. Like, if you don't like someone, you don't like them. But be open-minded. Maybe you're being too close-minded somewhere. Watch your relations with other people carefully. Be reserved. 5, 15, 20, 21, 35, and 43. And that was reversed. So, like I said, try to be more open-minded, perhaps, if you are dating. My headband is bugging me. I don't know if it's because my collar on my stuff could just be really uncomfortable. I just slap myself in the face with my string to my hood. So, all right, what are the clues for this reading? Thank you, Most High God. What are the clues for this reading? We have M, first name, middle name, last name, initial. What are the clues for this reading? Thank you, God. All right, this is sun, as in Sunday. Could be dealing with the Leo, or something could be exposed, fell on the floor, so we're going to put that back. All right, what are the clues for this reading? Romantic vibes. Friday. I am recording this on a Friday. Something about someone's birthday being on a Friday. Somebody could also be a Taurus or a Libra. This can be Venusian energy. Look at your Venus. You can check your birth chart out for that. Headphones. Someone wears headphones or they're hearing something. Hearing loud and clear. We have C. We have MC. Something about radio, DJ, host, something like that. January, the beginning of something. Somebody could be Aquarius or a Capricorn. Something about work. We have December. Somebody could be a Sagittarius, more Capricorn energy. Something here about work, perhaps. We have Z, first name, middle name, last name, initial. May, Taurus. This is giving me Taurus and Gemini. Sorry. Taurus and Gemini vibes. We have I, first name, middle name, last. Somebody's name here is Izzy, or something about, what is that? Aviva? Yeah, I think you say Aviva, even though it has a Z in it. X. Hidden enemy. And one more. Thank you, God. Wristwatch. All right. So that came out reversed. And we have J on the bottom. All right. So something wasn't the right time here. I'm thinking back in December, somebody was focused on self. Okay, they were listening. I feel like they were more focused on something to do with work or some sort of principles or philosophy, and it wasn't the right time for something. There was also somebody who was dealing with an ex, okay? This could be, you know, a person you know or a person you're getting to know or some, you know, wherever it fits for you. All right, I definitely feel like there was, I'm hearing the Carpenters, we've only just begun to live. I'm not sure the name of that song, but it is like something was just beginning, and it's in January, okay? Yeah, I feel like somebody didn't, it wasn't the right time. Somebody was very focused on themselves in January, end of last year. I feel like now they're realizing they need to go back to gain something. That May energy, somebody's name could be May, somebody's name could be Jan, but also I feel like somebody's going back to get something, okay? It's giving me like Taurus energy with that May energy. It's giving me like gaining something here. I feel like somebody has been trying to figure out where they stand in a situation or how they're feeling about a situation. And I feel like right now they've been really patient with either you've been patient with someone or they've been patient with you, okay? Currently, I don't feel like there was some sort of connection with that. You don't need love, you are the love. I feel like I said, somebody's been really focused just on self, okay? Which isn't always a bad thing. It's hard to date when you're focused on yourself. And at the same time, you need to be dating yourself while you're trying to heal, okay? I'm hearing Chris. I'm hearing Christina. McKeel. Isaac. Irene. Isla. Cristo. Maggie, Mary. These are just names I'm hearing. Okay, so something here as well with that ex as being a hidden enemy. I feel like somebody realized that they cannot be friends with their ex. Their ex is not looking at things for, I feel like, their highest good, okay? This is giving me like, it's almost giving me like placeholder energy. Like somebody was letting you do your thing, or you were letting an ex do their thing and hoping that that would reconnect, okay? Definitely a vibe I'm picking up here. Something about Jay-Z. Somebody might like hip-hop music. Somebody might have a secret that potentially could be very well being seen. Something about juxtaposed, like just off the edge of something, or just kitty corner. I'm not sure how you say that. Also, it's giving me like reversing an image. Something about that. Somebody's initials are CJ. Something about a gym or a jam. Jam. Something about maps. Something about cannabis, MJ. Marijuana. While I was shuffling, I heard Jeremiah, John, Joe, and Jim. So I don't know. I wasn't going to say anything because I was just shuffling. And sometimes like that happens, you know, when you're shuffling cards, you just pick up random energies, random songs, random messages. This one kept repeating. So I'm like, that's definitely what I'm looking for. But this here is just kind of interesting. All right, moving along. It was 12:01 when I looked up. So something about December 1st. Definitely. All right, thank you, God. What are the romantic energies here for the viewer? What's the romantic energies here? All right, so we have grounded, heart chakra energy. What are the romantic energies here? We have two ways. I do pre-shuffle my decks, guys, if anybody's wondering. Reflection. Yeah, I feel like this is giving me like a bounce back energy. That Z, man, is giving me like back and forth, back and forth. There's a beginning and an end, and you can turn around and go back to beginning. That fell on the floor. It's a 10 reverse. Says lots of guidance, lots of help, and that's reverse. So something's not over yet. I don't know what this is. We just came out of Mercury retrograde, so you know, I don't know how you feel about a repeat offender. Small doses alert. So it might be somebody that like you just not necessarily get along with, or I don't know, it's supposed to be romantic. Maybe you have a grudge towards this person at the moment. Oh, on point is coming out, so definitely could be holding a grudge against someone, or they're holding a grudge against you. Perhaps if this person does come back, you might be like, we're doing this again? We're not doing this again, because wash, rinse, and repeat. We're cleaning this up. We're going to vid it very crystal clear of what's going on here. I feel like somebody learned something from a cycle, okay? I would not be surprised at all if the World card came out. I feel like somebody learned something in a relationship here when dealing with someone. I feel like there's a lot of feelings. There's also a lot of feminine energy with that heart chakra. There's a lot of emotions. That two ways and reflections is giving me like lots of emotion. There's small doses and alert. I feel like whoever is paying attention here, they're more confident than they were before because they're trusting their intuition. They're trusting their crown chakra. I keep looking at the bottom here. It says plenty, games, and home in a 4, okay? So something about some sort of stability. I feel like somebody's not playing games anymore. They're done playing the games. They're still attracted, though. That says seductive. So there's something here involving the root chakra where somebody is still still seduced by another energy. It could be that X. We have 5 on the bottom, more May energy. This could be relevant in May, or you could be a Taurus or a Gemini. All right, what is some more messages here for the viewer? Thank you, God. All right, we have diligence coming out. 14, 41, and 5. We have wish coming out. 26, 62, and 8. Definitely going to be dealing with a Leo, Gemini, Taurus, Pisces. You have shadow card of Idiot coming out. 1. Aquarius. Something here about a beginning. Somebody, I feel like, okay, we'll get into it. Hold on. Capricorn. 1 more, please. Romantically. 1 more, please. Thank you. That's 2 more. Let's try that 1 more time. All right. Thank you. All right, we have change coming out. 5. And then perseverance on the bottom of the deck. 15, 51, 6. Yeah. So 55, 1555 could be relevant. You could be seeing 15, what is it? 15, 15. So 24-hour clock, I think that's 3:15. Something about 3:15. Something about 8:15. 8:06, 8:14, 5:26. However these make sense for you guys. There's times or numbers. I feel like they're times. Alright, so, yeah, I feel like somebody here is realizing there's a lot of feelings involved, and that whole coming back to something, they're still being seduced, or they're still attracted to something here. I feel like they've been putting a lot of work into themselves, whether that's you or the other party you're dealing with. There is a wish here, but somebody has been very, I feel like they don't know what to do. They've gotten down, whittled away. Somebody could be into wood whittling, but I feel like they've gotten down to kind of the bare point here, and they're realizing they've been lazy, and they're not quite sure what to do, and they'd like to change that. There's something here where they would very much like to change that. They're dealing with an ex, you know, I feel like they want to change that. They want to change the energy around this situation, this connection, whatever it is, whether you're with them or not with them. All right, yeah, we definitely got emotional symptoms. Let's pick it up. There's still a lot of feelings involved here. And I feel like somebody with that small doses and they're alert, I feel like when the emotions rise up, they're very much aware that they're alert to those feelings. They're like, man, I still got feelings. That's crazy. So it's kind of that energy. What are you cultivating? Yeah, I feel like somebody's been asking themselves, like, what am I doing? Why am I holding back? I mean, you've been healing. If this is for you, like, that you're resonating with that healing part, you've been healing. That's okay to focus on yourself. You know, I just recently asked my therapist, counselor, whatever, you know, when do you stop? And it's an ongoing thing. You're constantly healing. There's a time, though, to kind of chew on it a bit and process what you've been working on and the work you've been doing and the progress you've made. But really, in the end, especially if you're an alcoholic like I am or deal with any sort of addictions, that never goes away. You can heal from it, yeah, but it's always, that is part of your process, right? That's part of your story, your journey. So, I don't know. Taurus. I said there was a Taurus involved. 2nd house, possessions, values, money, and Venus. More of that Venusian energy, guys. So this is reversed. So yeah, definitely feel like somebody's going back. This is giving lost and found energy. Like somebody's going back to get something. I did say somebody was very closed-minded in the beginning, and they need to be more open-minded. And 1 more, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. 1 more, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, most of God. All right, yep. Cancerian energy. I also said there's a lot of feminine energy involved. So 4th house, moon, and feminine energy. So it could be a Cancer, Taurus. And then at the bottom, where do you see the value in this? Yeah, somebody's been working really hard. I feel like somebody tried to get away from a connection. There's one that they're realizing they were focused on. And they're like, that is not actually a friend. That is a foe. Okay, with that hidden enemy. I will pull tarot on that to get further to get clarity on that. All right, so with this closed-minded, I feel like that energy of, I've got down to the bottom of it, but I've been lazy with things, foolish, uneducated. I feel like that's changing. Somebody here definitely wants to build with someone with that Cancerian energy. You could also check your moon sign for any of these, any of the signs I've called out. But this is giving me, like, somebody wants to nurture a connection. Somebody knows what they want. They've been working really hard, that wish energy, right? They've been trying to figure out, what is it I wish for? What is it I am desiring? And they've just been kind of nervous is the energy I'm picking up on. Because when they get these feelings, those feelings that they're very aware of, they get like small feelings, something small triggers a feeling. When they get this, they're like, I have to go back for that. And then it's almost like they get sidetracked onto something else, okay? I think I'm going to use this deck. Some of you might have long hair or be into hair care. That's really something about hair. You know, when we have our hair down, energetically speaking, it collects energy, okay? That's why you get tangles and knots in it. And if you have, you know, locks and stuff of that nature, you have a lot of energy stored in your hair, okay? So something here about hair care. Somebody could be changing their hair. Somebody could finally have gotten rid of some locks and they're, you know, able to wash their hair like they haven't been for years. Something about that. We do have the 8 of Cups coming out, yeah. So somebody's going towards something here. All right, what is the romantic energy for the viewer? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. All right, so we have Queen of Cups. There's love here. Could definitely be dealing with a Cancer. There's a lot of love here. King of Swords. Oh, it's giving me more of that Gemini energy. Somebody has been thinking about this, trying to figure this out. 4 of Pentacles. Taurus energy, yes. There's so much love here. It's ridiculous. Like, as soon as that Queen of Cups came out, I'm like, this is like years later kind of vibe. That is something I'm picking up. Maybe 5 years is a relevant number here. Somebody's been holding back because they felt like a moron. That is what I'm picking up. They've been trying to heal themselves or work on something. That ex, I keep thinking about that ex too. Not that I have that situation going on. But it is like, I would feel like a moron if I had an ex around me thinking they were my friend and they've been a hidden enemy the whole entire time, okay? That, you could also have either an earth sign or a Cancer or Taurus. Well, Taurus is an earth sign. So yeah, either a Taurus or a Cancer, that could be that hidden enemy because that's energies over there. Definitely could be something about that. Interesting. Okay, so you guys seen how these 2 piles fell out. Okay, we do have the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords. Gender doesn't matter, so if those energies resonate with you, awesome. The Queen of Cups is somebody who's very loving. The King of Swords is someone who's very logical. They're also very authoritative. Both of these energies are mature people. There's long hair involved here and then a short hair. So, whatever that means for you. We have the Ace of Swords with the Knight of Cups, okay? And that fell under the Queen of Cups. So that's telling me somebody sees very clearly they need to offer up some sort of feelings here in this connection. They need to figure out how to come forward. They need to express this, communicate that, okay? The King of Swords is looking at all this, going this way. The Queen of Cups is looking back at this energy with that emotional symptoms and that diligence, okay? So that, I feel like the person that recognizes their feelings are still there and they still have a lot of feelings, they know they need to speak up. They know they need to say something and express those feelings. And I think they will. This King of Swords, what fell underneath the King of Swords and kind of like in between the 4 of Pentacles and the King of Swords is this King of Wands and this 2 of Cups, okay? So somebody is realizing they need to get confident in this connection. I fully believe that. This could be a fire sign, air sign, water sign, okay? Yeah, I definitely feel like somebody is realizing they need to get more confident and take some action here in a connection. I feel like this connection is strong. I feel like it is harmonious. I feel like this is when you are lovers and friends, okay? That's the vibe. And somebody thinks about this. What is this 4 of Pentacles? We had the Tower fall on this column here with this Queen of Cups, okay? So that 4 of Pentacles, I feel like this is giving me the damn breaks. Somebody says something. Somebody speaks up. Please clarify romantically this Tower, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have the King of Pentacles coming out. Yeah, I feel like somebody feels stable enough and grounded enough to finally reach out. I also feel like somebody recognizes they're in a space where they can nurture something. They can grow things. They might not have been able to do that before with the 7 of Cups coming out on the bottom here. Yeah, 2 of Swords. They might have denied that they were even in control of something or in charge of something or the boss. You know, Emperor energy is giving me, you know, masculine energy. maybe they lack the confidence, you know, that lazy on that idiot card, that shadow card of idiot is, I'm not saying you're an idiot. That's just the vibe, okay? Like somebody might have been not being very kind to themselves, kind of feeling silly. But they might have realized that they have to take control, Six of Wands, yeah, in order to be victorious here. They're realizing they're going to have to either plant the seed, water the seed, something to do with gardening, but also something here, they're realizing they have everything they need. They have the finances, they have the resources, they have the confidence, they have the security, okay? It's like now that all the pieces of the puzzle are there and they see the picture, they realize there's just one piece missing, and it's this emotional aspect here. They have the logic, they have the confidence, they have the resources. They just have been holding back. I feel like they've been with these feelings because these feelings are in the past energy. All right, where is the viewer in this? Let's romantically, where is the viewer in this? Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Romantically, where is the viewer in this? All right, so we have strength coming out. So it could be a Leo, could be gaining your strength, taming the beast. You know, what's the beast? It's that lusty energy. It's that, you know, just heard Miley Cyrus. I'm coming like a wrecking ball. Somebody might relate to that song. Because if you actually read the lyrics to that song, it's a great song. Not necessarily a huge Miley Cyrus fan, but that song in itself, the lyrics, like whoever wrote that song is a great lyricist. We have Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody is working on mastering their strength, right? They're figuring out how to tame some sort of impulse here. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's an impulse. There's Three of Pentacles. All right, viewer. You are figuring out, I feel like, how to build your strength, okay? And also how to learn. This is giving me like, I'm learning how to be a part of a team. We went from focusing on ourselves to now I want to be a team player, okay? And I feel like while you've been focusing on yourself and figuring out these little caveats about your personality, you know, the things that we can work on and adjust, they're not like, we're not stuck with them. It's like giving me like somebody has some personality traits, character traits, necessarily something like that, where they've been adjusting, okay? So Leo, Virgo, and Taurus energy. Yeah, there's definitely, viewer, you have been figuring out here your own strength. And like I said, you've been putting the effort in to figure out how to work in a contract or in a group of people. This is also giving me somebody's been trying to come up with a plan of some sort. There might be 10 of Wands, so there might be some sort of burden or heaviness or weight around this. Somebody might have put on some weight, I'm hearing, but also something about moving. This is moving. All right. What will confirm this energy for the viewer? Devil reverse. All right. So somebody realizes this is not as toxic, or I'm not as toxic, or they're not as toxic as they once were. I feel like they also detached from that hidden enemy, which I'm getting ready to clarify. Six of Pentacles. This is going to be equal give and take. Even if it's on bad days, it doesn't look like equal. There's somebody's not doing the tit for tat thing anymore, okay? They're not keeping score is what it feels like. All right, what's this hidden enemy for the viewer? Let's go ahead and clarify that, please. What's the hidden enemy for the viewer? All right, so it could be a Gemini, or it could just be somebody that is messing with your head. Could be it's a magician, okay? So this is somebody that could be doing spell work on you. And what's spell work, right? It's energy manipulation. That's all it is. So people can use their words. They can be planting thoughts in your perspective, and especially if you trust them, you know, you're open to hearing what they say. So sometimes their perspective is something that you take in and you weigh up. Whoever it is, they have been playing or manipulating something here, whether it's your energy, your thoughts, your time. It could definitely be your time. Somebody could have been I just heard Maleficent, manipulating your time. Eight of Swords, getting you trapped in your head. Tell us more about this hidden enemy, please. And I don't think you're going to let that happen. Yeah, this is giving me like somebody realizes they feel like a moron, okay? They feel like an idiot because they're realizing that this energy, definitely a Gemini, who is exposed now, by the way, more, that Sun card came back out, more Leo energy. That something here was all just manipulation, okay? I feel like that's why they're like, man, I listened to this person. I don't feel like that's continuing on anymore. Definitely somebody could have been playing with someone's head here. Is the viewer still attached to this energy? I feel like they got exposed. There's some sort of manipulation. It's like you realize this person, what they were saying was getting you stuck in your head. Does the viewer know who this person is to them? Thank you. This hidden enemy. Does the viewer know this hidden enemy and who it is? 3 of Wands, 4 of Cups reversed. Okay, so somebody is going back to something. I feel like a missed opportunity. So that tells me yes. Just one more for clarification. Upright, yes. Reverse, no. Okay, 9 of Wands reverse came out. I just heard, okay, so that's a no, okay, but this is also somebody who didn't fight for something. They gave up. They surrendered. This is clear. This reading is giving this away. You know who this is. But it's being, like, it's like listening to the reading is bringing it to the forefront. You know who that magician is that's been getting you trapped in your head is being exposed. Strong Gemini energy, okay, with that hidden enemy. I also said Taurus and Cancer. All right. So with that 9, yeah, somebody, okay, on the Tower, King of Pentacles, Devil, reversed. Devils are all reversed in my decks, but 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands reversed. This is like somebody surrenders, okay? They give in with that 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands reversed. They're going back to some sort of missed opportunity. I feel like they held on. This is like somebody holding a grudge, but it's because they felt like a moron. They felt like an idiot, okay? And I can relate to that. I embarrass myself. I don't even know how often. It's ridiculous. Anything else the viewer needs to know here? Thank you, God. All right, 444 could be a relevant number. We have the Page of Swords coming out. We have the 4 of Swords, Chariot, and the Page of Cups. Yes, moving forward. Somebody is, okay, so somebody sees something's been put to rest. They're moving forward. Chariot energy, more Cancerian energy. And this is giving me like somebody sends a friendly, like it could be a friend request even, but this is like somebody sends like a friendly message, okay? Like, hey, how you doing? It's not going to be big. This doesn't, somebody sees somebody's healed as well, and they're moving forward. This is giving me an energy of like, wait before you go, okay? Yeah. So I would be on the lookout for some sort, I would not be surprised if somebody says something to you, or you find yourself, yeah, lovers are on the bottom. If you find yourself saying something to someone like from your past, I feel like this is going to clear the air. 7 of Swords, High Priestess. Yeah, okay. So, whatever this is, there's a lie. I feel like there's somebody here already knows that there was a lie or there was some sort of betrayal. It doesn't, if it's bad enough that it's a betrayal, but it doesn't feel like a big betrayal, like unforgivable or anything. It doesn't feel like that. I feel like somebody knew what was going on. Something about JC. Interesting. All right. With that said, I'm going to leave all of this here. Hopefully it's helpful. If nothing else, it was entertaining. Okay? Many, many blessings. Till we talk again.